John.
And I'm Terry, and we're the Boondocking.
Boondocking.
Today's video is about our secret mission, and it's the big reveal.
Yeah, we're excited to share it with you. It's been a long time coming, and we've been promising, so here it is.
So we knew that we had to move fast. We were boondocking in Fairview, Utah. We decided to put our Solitude, the truck, and our Polaris and trailer into storage. So we found an RV park in Mount Pleasant, Utah, and we put everything into storage. We rented a car in Provo, Utah, and struck out for Mobile, Alabama.
Yeah, trip 1,755 miles. Now, when we started this thing, we thought maybe a week, 10 days, our business would be completed. We'd be back to boondocking and camping and enjoying our lives. But it didn't quite turn out that way.
Best laid plans.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Well, our business didn't get concluded just in Mobile, Alabama. We thought we would conclude our business and head back towards Utah.
No, best laid plans.
Yes, we got to Mobile. We were there for a week or so, with maybe 10 days, and then we had to make a strategic strike down into Florida for another leg of business. We were there for just there and back, and came back to Mobile, concluded our business there, and struck out towards Dennis, Kansas, which took us a couple days to get there. Quite a drive. Once we got to Dennis, Kansas, then we found out that instead of 3 or 4 days that we were going to be there, it was going to be 2 weeks or more.
Yeah.
So we said, why don't we go ahead and change our domicile address?
We'll go ahead and go to South Dakota and change our domicile to South Dakota. You saw the video for the 4th of July. We were up at Mount Rushmore.
We went to America's Mailbox in Box Elder, South Dakota, and changed our domicile address to South Dakota. And we then struck back out again for Dennis, Kansas. We got down, and still it was another week before our business was concluded there.
And then it was 2 days back to Mount Pleasant, Utah, and we are taking a break in an RV park, which we rarely do.
Yeah, we are. We got back. We were just exhausted. I mean, we had driven, as you see on the slide, we were driven 6,193 miles, and that did not count all the side trips that we did for meals and things like that on the way.
Okay, are you ready? You've been waiting for 4 long weeks to see our secret mission. Here is the big reveal. Okay, we are so excited to get our HDT. This is a 2008 Volvo.
670.
What?
670.
670. Okay.
BML 670.
With the D13 engine.
I-shift transmission.
I-shift transmission, automatic, not really automatic.
It's automatic, not automatic transmission, but auto shift.
Auto shift. I-shift transmission. And we are going to replace our F350 with this bad boy. See if I can get around here.
We have been looking for a heavy-duty truck for some time, and every time we found a truck that we liked, before we could make a deal on it, it was gone, or either the price was out of our budget. And then we began to check on what it would cost to convert a commercial truck into an RV hauler. And once we got that budget number, we were pretty much blown away because it was really out of our budget altogether.
HDT conversions are quite expensive, but when you consider all the work that's done, it's quite involved. So, understandably why it's so expensive. This truck was already converted. It was ready to use, except for it needed some upgrades.
Well, when we purchased Brutus, that's the name of our new truck, we knew right off the bat that the AC was not working properly. We were hoping it would only be Freon because it had been sitting a while. So we took it over to Capital Volvo in Mobile, and they didn't analyze the situation and found out that it needed a new compressor and condenser. So we approved the work. They called us in a couple of days and said, your truck is ready, come pick it up.
Yeah.
So we drive over there, we're all excited, we're thinking, oh gosh, we're going to be ready to head to Kansas.
Yeah.
And we get over there and get into it. I'm paying the bill. It starts raining like crazy. And Terry's out in the truck and she makes a phone call in and says there's a check engine or check transmission light on the truck. And so I go out and we put it in gear to drive off, and it would not shift. Now what we didn't know about HDT trucks is that they actually shift by air. I had no idea of that. And so they said, we think you may have a diaphragm problem in your transmission. So we were all disappointed and down in the mouth.
Yeah. But that's the risk that you take when buying a used vehicle, any used vehicle, not just HDTs.
Now, yeah, and let me just tell you that we had driven it back and forth across Mobile to Fairhope, Alabama several times,
yeah.
And the transmission can
No
work
problem.
flawlessly. So the previous owner had no idea of that problem at all, and it only showed up after we had
When
the
we were going to pick it up.
When we were going to pick it up. Well, you know, fortunately we were still in Mobile because
Yeah.
at least we were there with a great team. And I want to give a shout out to Capital Volvo, the service department, John, and the other gentlemen there, and the mechanic were just outstanding. They did us a great job. So
Yeah.
we left the truck there, and we got the diagnosis that it needed a new diaphragm. It was going to take several days to get that the part in and get it put in. So while we were there, we were looking at the other business that we needed to transact, and lo and behold, we had to make a strategic strike down to Florida, as if
Oh my gosh.
another
leg of the trip.
another long leg of the trip. So wow, here we go.
And the whole time we're doing this, we're living out of a rented car and in motels.
Yeah, you know, guys, we thought we were going to be
Whatever.
gone for a week or so, and that's all the clothes that we brought.
Yeah.
That's enough for a week. So you can imagine the scramble that we were facing with all this. But anyway, we went down to Florida, conducted our business, and came straight back. And on the way back, we got the message that our truck was ready. Once we located our heavy-duty truck and talked with the previous owner, and we were really excited because they had a smart car custom painted to match the truck. And we said, wouldn't that be really great? We could get the truck and the custom painted car. Well, as it turns out, the owners did not want to sell the smart car. So we began our search. In addition to dealing with the truck, we began our search for a smart car all across the United States. They're not importing them any longer into the U.S., and so they're a little bit difficult to find. An additional issue was the previous owners winched their vehicle because up until 2016 they did not have turbo engines and they were not powerful enough to drive up the ramps. We really didn't want to winch the vehicle all the time, so we were looking for a 2016 or newer. We searched feverishly, and suddenly, out of the nowhere, a group of them appeared at a small dealership in Florida. So we made a strategic strike down into Florida to see if we could purchase one of these vehicles.
Well, we found our little smart car that we needed, and here he is right here behind me. And so so we had to make a mad dash to another state to find him. I think we've gone well over 2,000 miles in our trek for both the truck and our HDT truck and the smart car. And so it's been a pretty interesting journey, and we're hopefully getting towards the end of it. We can go back and have some more things done on our truck and get ready to get back camping again.
The interior is really basic, but it has 2 seats, and they're actually quite roomy. And a small hatchback for carrying supplies. And Samson when we need to.
Well, we just got some good news. Our truck is ready at Capital Volvo in Mobile. So we're headed. We got about 250 miles to get back to Mobile. We'll stop by our hotel and then head on over to Capital Volvo and pay them up, lighten our wallet, and we'll spend the night there, leave early tomorrow morning, headed towards Kansas to RVH Lifestyles, and there we'll meet Jack Mayer for the first time. We've talked to him a number of times on the phone, but he's going to do a little spiffing up work on our rig, and then hopefully we can head back to Utah, start camping again. Well, we're over here this morning trying to get our truck arranged. You know, it's kind of all a new thing for us to try to figure out how to get things arranged in our drum box. You know, the drum box is usually used for tools and all, but for right now, till we get back to our trailer, we got food and snacks and dog food and different things stored in there. Terry's trying to get a few things arranged so we can safely travel and not destroy everything. We're headed from here. We're in the Mobile, Alabama area, actually Fairhope, Alabama, and we're headed to Dennis, Kansas, to RV Lifestyles for Jack and his crew to do a little spiffing up of things and checking all the systems out and teaching us how to use all the systems. Here's our little car that's going to go up on the bed, our smart car. Only problem is right now the previous owners of this rig had a 2012 smart car they had painted to match the rig, which was kind of nice and cute, but they wanted to keep it. And the newer ones, this is a 2016, they're 4.5 inches wider. So we got to have Jack to move the chocks and the tie downs, so we can't put it up there. So for this trip, Terry's going to be driving it and leading me as we go. I'll walk around so you can see the truck in better lighting. You know, kind of dark this way, but maybe we get the sun on it from this direction. You can see it a little better. She's a beauty. All right. So. Oh.
Alright, we don't have our pet loader yet, pet steps, so Mr. Ron's going to be the pet loader.
Alrighty, come on now. Come on, buddy. There he is. Big Samson. He says he don't know what to think about this thing. He says that's all too new for me.
Okay, we've got Samson loaded up. We're headed out to Dennis, Kansas. It's a 2-day trip. We're gonna spend our first night in the sleeper of the truck. We get to RVH Lifestyles, meet with Jack Mayer, right? And they're already stacked up with customers doing conversions on other trucks. It's 2 days before the 4th of July holiday weekend. They're not going to be able to get to it till the following week. So we decide we're going to head out to South Dakota. When we got back from South Dakota, we met with Jack and made some decisions about what would be done to the HDT. We wanted the bed completely resurfaced. Okay, so that was one thing. We removed the winch because we weren't going to use that for our vehicle. We wanted a new L-track system installed for our vehicle so that we could drive it up on the bed. We removed and situated the solar panels on top of the drum box. We removed the old camera system, had a new camera system installed. One camera is at the hitching point and another camera is at the top of the drum box. The CB player was moved from the dash up into the cubby that it should have been in from the beginning, in the cab, and then some. There's a 6K generator underneath the cab where some wiring need to be cleaned up. So that's the majority of things that were done while we were there. It took another week to complete after we returned from South Dakota. So we just kind of hung around in Independence, which was probably not a whole lot to do there. But every time we got bored, which was almost every day, we would go to Brahms and have ice cream, which really, it was a good thing we got out of there because we're going to be putting on some weight.
Well, we're at Don's Paint and Body out here in the boonies in Kansas, and they're working on stripping off the old bed liner that the previous owners had put on there, which whoever originally installed it didn't do a great job of prepping in advance, and anytime that you don't prep properly on rusted steel, you have problems with it later on. So Ron and his crew are trying to get all this off, and then once they get it off, and they're going to prime it with a rust arrestor, and I'm going to prime coat, and then they'll put the bed liner spray on it, and we're hoping to get it done as quickly as possible. We're anxious to get a rig back and get on the road. We appreciate everything that everybody's doing to make this a reality, so we can't wait to get our big Brutus on the road. Well, we just got some news that we didn't really want to hear, and we don't know exactly what's going to be the result of it. Had a bad rainstorm during the night and this morning here in Kansas, and over here in Dennis evidently it was worse than it was in Independence where we were staying. And right now they're without power, so without power I guess it's going to be hard to do a great deal on our truck today. So it may be postponed again. I'm not really sure. We'll see what we need to do. So we're going to go check and see what the new bed liner looks like.
All right, let's go check.
Well, there's our big boy. Well, looks like they have the L-track on. Deck looks really good. Wow, that looks so much better. They still got a light out, a couple of lights out here that they haven't put in the back. We have a camera mounted.
So
Now that looks so much better, doesn't it?
mm-hmm. Much better.
Well, we are on the way
To get our HDT.
Yeah, well, it's been long awaited, and we've been traveling like crazy, and we're tired of hotels and eating out and all that good stuff. Of course, that's not over with yet because we still have to get all the way back to Utah, but we are headed to RVH Lifestyles to pick up our truck and practice putting this car up on it. And wow, an eventful time. So hopefully we have money left to get home on. But
first, we got to buy a bed. We were buying a bed for that truck.
All right. Terry insists that we have to have a different mattress, so that one doesn't meet the muster. Well,
when both of us are sleeping in a twin bed, I want a good mattress.
Alrighty, folks. Well, we'll show you as we get out to RVH Lifestyles. We'll show you the finished product. Looking forward to it. Well, now it's training time. The first step was to learn how to use our ET RV hitch, and it's quite different from our B&W Companion. And then to learn some specialized things about our truck.
And here you're taking the ramps out of the drum box and setting them up to load the smart car, which we named Lily, onto the back of Brutus. That was a little bit difficult handling those things by yourself.
Those aluminum ramps were heavier than you would think they would be, but of course they have to be pretty stout to carry the weight of a vehicle up to the bed of the truck.
And you got to get them positioned just right so that you go straight up the ramps and
they get
want to go off.
They get locked into place, and they have to be square, and then you have to get the car squared up to where you're in line with the ramps. If not, you got to start all over.
All right, here's the first attempt.
The first practice run. I tried to get Terry to do it, but she said, "No, Ron, you do it." Here we go. It's kind of jerky because they said use your handbrake to kind of ease up. Well, that's a little harder to do. I guess I'm not coordinated enough yet with that handbrake to practice that. So the next time I tried it, I didn't do that. Well, I guess it wasn't bad for the first attempt, but we were too close to the drum box.
Too close to the drum box. We had to put the mirror in, push the mirror in, and it needs to be in one fluid motion going up the ramps so that you don't put too much pressure on those ramps. Oops, we got a finger in the camera. Sorry.
Here we come for the next run up.
Whoa! Yay, success!
Yeah.
Yay! Now you're putting the wheel straps on.
Yeah, once you get the car up there, you're not done by any stretch of the means. You got to put the chocks in place and the wheel straps on and get everything fastened down.
Now we're trying to rearrange some storage.
Get ready.
Oh, dang. Ron hit the trigger on the fire extinguisher.
And it went everywhere, all over everything. What a mess.
Ron, better get out of there. Breathe in there.
Oh, God. Hey, guys, it's really hard to believe that this has finally come to fruition. We've been on this 5,500-mile journey. It started out supposedly to be a week long, and now it's been 5. And we're excited to get on the road tomorrow morning. Here's our big truck, our big secret, our big reveal, Mr. Brutus and Lily. Terry named our little smart car Lily because she was Lily White. And boy, RVH Lifestyles did a great job for us, just improving things a lot. They had to remount the hitch, bring it up a couple of inches. They completely sanded, removed all the former bed liner off of the deck, and it had solar panels, and took them off the deck and mounted them up on top of the drum box. Now this big toolbox, and I'm not sure how it gets its name, I got to do some research on that, but this big toolbox is called a drum box, and it has a tremendous amount of room. Oh, by the way, I'll come back to that in a moment, but I want to show you these steps. This is a pretty nifty design, and the previous owner mounted this RV handle here, so when you start to walk up the steps, they're kind of narrow, and when you start to walk up the steps, it really helps if you can grab a hold of this handle right here and have something to steady yourself, and then when you're through, just push it and it lays right down on the deck for storage. In addition to the fifth wheel hitch, it has a big heavy duty air ride, massive hitch. They had a heavy, former owners had a heavy travel trailer that they pulled for a while, and they bought that special hitch and had it put on. So this thing has a lot of features. By the way, you can see a little better the big toolbox looking thing. It's called a drum box, and it has roll-up doors and a tremendous amount of room in it. So we're really excited to be able to get the things out of our pickup striker and get them loaded into our drum box and into the other cubbies of the truck. So very, very exciting times for us. Now you say, why in the world did you need a big truck tractor to pull a fifth wheel? Well, we're boondockers. We boondock about 98% of the time, literally, more and more all the time. And we have to stay cool in the summertime. We wind up going to high elevations, 10,000 feet. And many of those passes are 15 to 25 miles long going up. And when you're pulling 25,000 pounds, it's a lot of strain on these diesel pickups. And so we were concerned that in a short time we would wear our truck out, and then we would be faced having to purchase a brand new truck. And as I don't know if you've checked on prices lately, but truck prices are just astronomical. So we began our search. We found out through a friend about RVH Lifestyles and Jack Mayer. And anyway, at first we were looking at the possibility of purchasing like a 2016 to 2017, 18 truck and having it converted, but the price of the truck and the conversion was really just out of our budget. It was out of our reach. And he had some friends and acquaintances that owned this. It's a 2008 Volvo E&L 670. And they've had it, using it as an RV hauler since 2012. So it was only in use as a heavy-duty truck, pulling heavy loads for about 4 years, and since that time it's just been an RV hauler, and they've really taken good care of it. So we feel privileged to be the next owners, and we're hoping it's going to be a really dependable vehicle, and it will be so much safer for us. It has the torque to pull much heavier loads than what we will be putting on it, and we think it'll be much safer and much more durable. So we're really, really, really excited about it, and we'll tell you more as we get on the road and travel with it. And we're calling him Brutus and Lily White.
And of course our trailer, which is a 2020 Grand Design Solitude 375 RZR. So we call her Bridget. So anyway, we will film some more for you, talk about her some more. We'll show you the inside. Terry's cleaning things up and getting us ready for the road tomorrow morning.
If you like this video, give us a thumbs up.
Subscribe and hit the bell for notifications.
Leave us a comment too. Thanks guys. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.